This meeting is
offering
being
our most
recorded.
humble salutations at the lotus feet of our most beloved Bhagwan, loving Sai Ram, and welcome once again. Good morning. Had a good sleep? I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep. You know why? This soil has that shot of energy. The moment you step in here, there is something different about the air. Back home, you're a mother, you're a wife, you're a daughter in law, but this is one place where I always feel like a child. The warm embrace of a mother, the feeling of a mother's lap. So I couldn't sleep. And added to that, we were all in 6th standard, 7th standard yesterday. So that energy added, I just couldn't sleep. So a quick recap of what we did yesterday. Please. Yes. Yeah. Maybe today you may go back to class 5. You never know. You never know. Yes. So we started with the Karuna ma'am's welcome address. She added one flavor of the Devi component in every lady, and I was standing tall. And as usual, you know, the invigorating speech that she gives, the motivation and the inspiration, we started off with that. And then followed Suhasnika. To set the context, she said, but then she set us so high. She said, we're all, welcome home, and that Alembic factory story. And we were all back to the times when Swami was, all around. Yeah, he's still, but still, yeah. And then coming to the content, she was talking about the change that has come around and how we were all writing content for about 45 assets and all that, and 15 periods. It's come down to 2 periods, 1 period, concept based, from teacher-led classes to student-led classes, the different ways of taking the content to the students. And then there lies the challenge, because we as content creators have visualized something, the way it will be delivered in the class, and then we have the trainers who go and tell the content is taken to the teachers. That bridging, that is the challenge. That link is the challenge. So here we have the content team and the trainers from the state, so that we somewhat bridge the gap, so that they actually understand what we mean by certain things and how we expect it to be delivered. So that is the purpose of this meet. And then Sri Jayanti and Sudha Levin took over. Hamara Bajaj. That was the start to put in the energy. And then we were all, there was one Amrit, that Panika song. And we were all, again, immediately, instantaneously, our ages dropped and we were all writing ads and singing and. So this is exactly what is expected in the class. So they were trying to say that you give them the experience through the senses. How many ever senses you can involve in the experience, so much so the better. And then reflection. And then comes the reflection. So that is what they were trying to say, the experience through the senses. And then she also took us through the Kolbe's experiential learning cycle, and she was telling us how experience, reflection, conceptualization, and application goes in a cycle. It is not one after the other, but it is in a cycle. And then we had the strategies were given out. What are the strategies by which we can present the experience to the class? We have activities, story-based, case study-based, game-based, arts, which could be performing arts or visual arts, sports, and project-based. Then reflection on the experience. One crucial point that they pointed out was reflection is very, very important. Reflection has to be individual. Every child's perspective will be different, and the teacher should be open to take every child's perspective. Accept every answer. Accept every answer. Elicit, and then from there you move into the conceptualization, which is kind of elicitation. That is what is the trend that we have to set. We have to make sure that the children discover the content rather than we telling them what it is. So children already know it is there. So we have to, and then we went on to the Bhelpuri of how the concept came up, that tough thing of fractions was delivered through the Bhelpuri. I was licking my lips. I was even hoping that probably we would get a small cup, which didn't happen. Okay. Then, then we had the activity review. You know, the state teams and the content team, we were reviewing, and the state teams were asked to prepare and we were asked to review. We thought that, yeah, SSSVV content is all correct. We just saw through it. Ah, fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Then comes the trick. She said, find the mistake. Every ELP has a mistake, you have to find it. So then, yes, that was the challenge, and that is Suhasini. Then the state teams had their presentations. Each team came up with one ELP and they presented. And then we broke for lunch. So lunch, what did we have? The moment we came back, we had to draw that plate. The moment we came back, we had to draw that plate. We just continued a little with that state team presentations, and immediately Ushak and Ganga came forward, and they introduced us to the collaborative techniques and the VTR tools. VTR stands for visible thinking. I knocked my head 3 times last night to remember that. Visible thinking routines. Okay. Then we had Rajni's sister, See, Think, Wonder. She was talking about the fridge, why the freezer is there, and that was, the activity was to teach the addition of integers, isn't it? So that was so different for a classroom to imagine that a fridge and a dining table with all the cutlery set out would be talking about integers. And then Chandrani's sister, congratulations, she started with, and then the PMI chart came, plus, minus, and interesting. Yeah, so that happened. And then Pavani came like an express, like Vande Bharat, and she said, think, puzzle, explore. Vande Bharat, tuck, 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 she did. Yes, yes. And she was trying to tell us about mental math, so it was perfect. She wanted us to be that quick too. Okay, then we had darshan and dinner. And post-dinner session, Vidya Muralidharan had the jigsaw puzzle session. That was a collaborative tool that we saw. And markets, that is what she was explaining. And then finally, we had Chandrika and Rajamani's sister who taught us the numbered heads together. So we've all learned, we know about all these tools here and there, here and there, here and there. But the major takeaway yesterday was each tool has a unique component which will fit into only certain topics. You cannot just take anything and put it anywhere. It could be think, pair, share, or jigsaw puzzle or something. It cannot fit into everything. You will have to choose. So numbered heads together is good for assessment. And that is a cooperative. So that also was a takeaway. You know, the difference between collaborative technique and the cooperative technique. Collaborative, each one learns and then they put together. Cooperative, it is kind of help each other, peer tutoring kind of thing. It is good for assessment. So those were the little things they told us. And then mind mapping, Sri Jayanti made a quick summary. She was telling the difference between mind map and the geos. So that clarity also we got. And by then, Asham said, enough, please go home and sleep. So we packed our bags and ran away. So with the same spirit, let's jump into today.
State teams 18th we came, we didn't know what to expect at all. So after Suhasini ma'am's inspiring speech, that a gentle way in which Ushadi opened the doors for us to what we are going to expect in these 3 days.
Schooling is for, yeah. Oh yeah, I missed out that, sorry. That was the trigger point. Is schooling for learning or experiencing? So they introduced that ELP.
She had seated at the table and just opened the door to what is going to happen in these 3 days. Thank you.
Very nice, very nice. Sorry, I just missed that point. So that was actually the trigger point, you know, where they showed us what to expect, experiential learning. So, you know, and how every person is important in the class, every child matters, elicit the answer, take every answer is correct. There's no right or wrong, and then build on that. So that was it. And so we're looking forward to another scintillating session today. Saira. Who's next? Oh,
Thank you, Samir, sir, for that quick recap and setting the day's number. I now request the vice to set the context of today's session.
You can go on yourself. It goes easily on this side, but then you can't hear. No, it's okay.
Yes, the logo has to be there.
Like this.
Yes. The logo has to be.
It had to be outside. Okay. Om Shri Sai Ram. Am I audible? Too loud? It's okay. Right. Welcome. Hope you all could sleep after all that we did yesterday, all the noise that we made. And I think what you meant was preserve it for, we have something called takeaway. I don't like to reveal the schedule, but we have something called takeaway, and there you can begin your from the whole idea is how we'll close. Okay. Schooling is for experiencing or for learning. This is what we started with. And we are gradually introducing so many things which has a lot of values as its base. Okay, values not in the sense of be honest, the typical truth category of knowing who you are kind of thing, but all of that will form the basis. Okay, somewhere or the other, all of that will peep in, but it will all be at the base. Underlying thing of education is that whether we grow up to become that or not, we don't know. But that is the basis of all educational processes, and some of these topics require us to directly barge into it, talk about it openly. Some of them we can afford to weave in here and there. Okay, so today's session on Value Connect plans, which is our plan number 2. I mean, I'm just giving it a number. It is not number 2. It's a second plan that we are going to take up during this session. Yesterday we took up experiential learning plan. So today is the day of Value Connect plan. Okay, so naturally, why do we do that? We always want to know why. So the very first reason, can you think of why do we have a separate Value Connect plan? Why can't we, put it along with our other plans, whatever they are at this point in time? Why do we need a separate plan? Any input on that? Why do we need a separate plan? Do we need a separate plan? Question number 1. Question number 2, why do we need it? If our answer is yes, actually, we can do a PMI chart very easily. Why do we need it? What is the plus if we have it? Minus, what is the flip side of having it? And what can happen if we have it? The interesting element of it. Okay. The plus will be, you will say, oh, it will be easily available as a separate plan. So someone says, I want Value Connect. okay, which we are getting a lot of demand on. Incidentally, on the international, from international scenario or arena, we have gotten a request for values. Okay, how do you teach values? We want to take it through the continent. That level of request we have received. Okay, but it has yet to come into fall into place.
So things have brightened up. I appreciate. South Indian canteen, one candy. He took my every day. Now advertisement. It's not loud. Really? Even the voice modulation, when it is low, obviously, I like to modulate my voice. Panaja. Should I maintain a steady? This is the second time I hear that, you know. The first time I heard that was when I sing, they used to say, why do you modulate so much? I thought that's a good thing to do. But not when you're talking. Please don't modulate. See, as we age, no, our Shruti goes down. We start with higher Shrutis, always, but then it comes down. The first Om is always at a higher Shruti, last. Okay, I'll make an attempt towards that end. So you say, why do we need a separate plan? Because there could be some schools which I say, see, we are very good with pedagogies. We don't need your pedagogy. Thank you. But we need values. So we have a separate plan. We say, look, not only are they value in isolation, because some will say, no, please don't even bring it near us. Because we don't believe in your values. Okay? For whatever reason. We are very secular. Okay? We are not talking about any religion, but still there can be a different perspective to it. So some do not want values. So we are connecting it with the concept. Okay. So now someone may say, if we want, we have not only some examples to showcase, pass on, say this is how you can develop it, and so on and so forth. It's easily available. We can just pull and plug. Okay, the teacher can pull and plug. She has some kind of a structure for herself. So any school can just take that plan, and wherever that concept appears, she can plug that in her chapter lesson plan. Okay, when she is going to plan for her chapter delivery. So these are the two main things. Wherever, whoever wants, we can pass it on. And the teacher can just simply take it and add it to her chapter without much of an effort. And so we have decided to go forward with this for every chapter. Okay, we said, this was a long debate, long drawn out debate. Should we have it for every chapter? What if it already gets intermingled with the other subjects? Okay, so we need not have a separate plan put out together, not as an addition, not as a added thing just because we want. So we came to a middle path. We said, okay, wherever there is a relevant value coming in, there we will create a plan. Wherever it's just a very little bit here and there and gets beautifully intermingled with the concept, there we won't create. But there was also another thought. For example, yesterday when we were doing ELPs, if we bring, that flow which we are establishing on the concept from experience to reflection to conceptualization and application, we felt that suddenly a value popping up seems to interrupt that flow somewhere. So we said, let us pull it out and plug it separate, create a separate plan so that this flow is not disrupted. As is, it's a new thing for every teacher. Okay, so we've been very conscious of the fact that a teacher is going to read it and take it into her classroom. And so we will not, ELP is a new thing for her, just as new as it is for us. For us to sit and write is relatively easy. For her to take it to the class and deliver is not a joke. Okay,
Fair enough. We understand that. And therefore, these separate plans are there. So whenever she can, she may want to take, she will take it. Okay. So also there are some other questions that we tried to answer in the process. So when should we bring in a plan? Whenever you feel there is a relevant concept connect happening, only there. Okay. Should we bring it for all classes? Yes, right from the lower grades to the upper grades. Right now, we are working on the middle grades, so we are bringing in. We'll start with Swami's grades tomorrow. We are going to start our what we call as preparatory grades 3 to 5. We will be including there as well. Okay, so yes, for all grades, for everywhere, we will be including. Why we will be including? Why do we need a value? I don't need to share that with you. You're aware, but still there are some lofty ideals. Things like we want children to be learners for life. Okay? We want children to be useful to society. Me for myself, we want to move away from that kind of society, right? A society which says I live for myself. We want them to know that you are a part of an organic part of a huge society. So be useful to the community as you grow up with all your skill sets, which that same community has helped you to develop. So we begin with alumni. Okay, you go to your alma mater, support that. Then you go into the community. Here, Narayan Seva is very common. So food, you are becoming a part of, but even greater. CSR is more of a institutional thing, but many of our CSR we give because of our alumni. Okay, so they've gone out of this and they want to give back in some manner to this thing. So all this makes them a part of a larger whole. Okay, they are not confined. My skills are my own, my learning, my job, my things. From there, we are moving them by giving them values which are making, and we'll go into the details. So I will not. I don't have to set that. But this is the why part of it. Okay, and the where on part of it, we said wherever there is a very natural connect and you are not appending it to it as a necessary compulsive thing. Okay, and how do we do it will be the last part, of course, the most significant part. So we will be including them either as a part of the plan or sometimes as a part, as a distinct plan, or sometimes even, mention it here and there as just one single line or one or two sentences. They will be actually, if you come to see of them, we will be looking at socio-emotional SEL, what you call as socio-emotional learning, and we will be using different terms, but then we will realize, all of this is part of our values and disposition as NCF and NEP call it. Okay, values and disposition, they are very particular, and they say that is what makes education for character. Very quickly, I think we covered most of it. I'm going to pass this analysis. Yes, please. Value correct and easy for teachers to calculate. Which ones? Okay, by to complete the education participate society. We talked about this is a nice way to create better living condition on earth for all. For all. Okay, we'll be taking that also a little bit more into detail and make them learners for life when at every stage. Then finally, how? Through direct method, indirect method, we'll talk about mapping people, using approaches by building seamless connection, and for last, most important, to inspiration rather than sermonizing or preaching values. No sermonizing, no preaching, absolutely connected, very logical, very scientific. Take a look at Swami.
Please.
Siren.
Sairam, yesterday in the Sai Kundan hall, there was a discourse, and that person opened by saying that in the Vedas it is said that a good teacher teaches, a better teacher guides, the best teacher is martyrs. Yeah. Swami is like, showing everything to us. He has given us everything. And he's given us the wisdom also to realize all of that is around us. We need to take it and give it to
Yes, absolutely. Not that teachers won't have it, huh? Just that will be believing that they know it already. Sometimes you need little trigger, and with all her pressures and stressors around, she might need a little support as well. So being gentle, being empathetic, we pass it on to them. It's up to them. See, the result is never in our hands. Never. So if they haven't taken, no, we are not sorry about it. Okay, we haven't. Sometimes we feel sorry. Oh, we could do so much more. No, whatever he wanted will happen through you, through me, through someone else, through the teacher, through the, one more thing which in Balvikas we used to say, Vidya, very louder and gone softer because I'm more emotional. She's saying, no, that is the emotional component. Yeah. No, I think Balvikas. Something we used to say. Things we used to say. Right. When it comes back to me, I'll just raise my hand and tell you that. So, yeah. That's sound. We keep things in place. Okay. You mentioned about in connection with that the dyslexia.
So, nobody was treated they visualize us with the rubrics of the value of the
Salam everyone. As we're taking this value content for plans forward or everything related to value content, what we will be looking at now, I'm sure all of you have seen our value content in some form or the other, but anybody who has not seen any value content or VCP's new value content is our old terminology, okay, because it was a part of MLP. Okay. So here this is a separate plan and therefore the teachers will have to integrate it into that concept when they are teaching. In MLP, probably there was a flow and that VC content would come into the flow. Okay. Anybody who has not seen a value content or a value content plan over here? So everybody is very familiar. So the next activity that we are going to have is for everyone. Okay. So what do we do in our value content? How is it different from an EHP value content? Huh? We are seamlessly integrated with the So therefore, when we are going through, when did we start this value content thing? Right from the start of the year, right? It's almost 15 years since we have been doing this. Okay? And the time change, right? So we and therefore now is there a need to relook at it from some angles? So keeping that in mind, we are going to have the rubrics. and all of us are going to review of your rubrics. While the content team will review it, the state teams will look at some. A simple rubrics we have. Once this will all be shared with you. I have already sent a mail, the mentors email ID, and I think Sudha and Usha Didi. So please keep your computers open, get yourself started, and just keep it open that, because the next activity is going to be that. Yeah, so I think I have sent to even Chandrika and all the subject mentors, because I had their email IDs. I just sent it to them. So these are the criteria. What has happened? Something has got this one over here. Okay. Concept. One second. Okay. Yeah. So so the first thing is integration of value with the concept. There are 4 rating scales. So you can see whether the concept and the value is easily merging with each other, or it is partially emerging, or are we force fitting, or it is not even aligning. Okay, so that is our first criteria, integration of value and concept. Okay, the second is LO, learning outcome. Okay, this is better. Yeah. So next one is alignment to learning outcome. Now here, I just want to connect here the learning outcome and the sub value. Okay. So in every value content, we are mentioning the value and the sub value. Okay. What is this? Whether the LO is connected to the sub value is also a point. Okay. But whether the entire value connect is aligned to the learning outcome. And one more thing which you need to know is these two cannot be diversed. Okay. So that is one clear alignment, partial alignment, there are gaps. Okay. Then age appropriateness is most important in value content, because sometimes because we are so much deep into values ethos because of being in the Sai fold, that we assume that everybody will get everything that we say. But it is not like that. So to keep it simple, is it age appropriate? What we are speaking, the language, it includes the language, the values that we are communicating and how we are communicating. All of that comes in age appropriateness. That is why it's giving fully suitable language examples, mostly suitable, minor adjustments. Some parts are appropriate, some are too complex. There could be even 1 or 2 lines which are complex, it blows off the mind. Then not suitable at all. Then duration, whatever is the methodology we have given. What are the 5 methodologies? For group activity, story, guided visualization, and then quotation. 5 methodologies. So whatever we have given, whether it is within the duration or you can see, I think this is self-explanatory, you can understand. Storytelling, yes. Then sub-value, okay? So focus on a core sub-value. So we have given a sub-value, we have given an LO, okay? Now there is the value content which is being developed based on any methodology. So when you look at it, how is it aligned to that sub-value? Okay, so a sub-value is clearly maintained. Or have we deviated from it? We are talking a little linking it to something else and talking, or you are integrating more values. You feel if you have this, all that linking we do, are we doing that? Or there are several deviations due to multiple sub-values mentioned. Okay, why is this important? Because we just cannot thrust things on children, right? Whoever is going to receive it. So this is very important. Then after that, I don't know how many of you have seen the grade 9 value content. And now our VCPs, the format is changed from our old grade 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we have something called discussion questions, then, other aspects in the format itself. So how are the discussion questions? Is it, again, this also has to be age appropriate and thought provoking, or, even if it doesn't, even this is okay, this was also okay. So you can look at this and review your value content. Then clarity of instructions. This is quite simple. Do we have to tell the teacher anything when she's doing it? For example, you have given one song, let us say in English or Hindi. Do you want to tell the teacher, you can choose another related song or anything, or you're doing an activity, have you given clear instructions to her? So all this comes under instructions. Then how engaged is this whole plan? How much of engagement? Engagement does not mean they have to sit and do something. How much are they getting involved in it? Or is it only the teacher telling? So what is the extent of involvement in the whole thing? So that is the engagement factor. And then the practice of values. So we have told about one value, let us say punctuality. Okay. So have we said you have to be punctual? Be punctual. Gandhiji said be punctual. That is the Indian IST is known for that. That is purely preachy. Or have you given some opportunities or tips or tools for practice? Okay, so that is practice of values. So this is that aspect. Okay, so what is 3HV?
Head, heart, hand.
Head, heart, hand. Okay, so are we giving values only for the head? Is it important to give for the head? Yes. Okay, then the heart aspect comes. Then the hand. When only all the three are there, it is fine. It is good to know. It is even better to do, right? So that aspect we are trying to link through this. Yeah, that sounds very big, very big. So just to make it very practical, we'll see whether anything is there in the plan to enable that. So that is that last aspect. Okay. So these.
1.7. Clarity of instruction, the cruciality of that whole thing also comes from the fact that the science teacher, the math teacher, the social studies teacher, the English teacher, they are the ones who are taking forward the plan. Okay, it's not a value teacher who's coming in. So can I use this mic? Okay. So from that angle, if you see, we don't have a separate teacher training for value education. Keep that in mind. So clarity of instruction is so crucial so that the science teacher can teach it, the math teacher can teach that, and the language teacher also with ease can take it forward. So much of clarity in instructions are essential. So look at the plans, then you're reviewing it from that angle. Okay. It's a critical critical reflection on our own selves so that we can make changes and improvements. Okay, thank you.
So we have EHP team. Ina sister is here from the EHP team. Not this. Take this. Meena sister is here from the EHV team. Rama Ganpati ma'am is not in town and couldn't join us. So while they are there to support us, it would be good for each one of us to understand all the aspects of value content, because why? Even though they are value experts, whom is it going to? It is going to a maths teacher, English teacher, science teacher, social studies teacher who may not be EHV experts. Okay, so if you are able to connect to it, as much as you put your mind and thought into it, that much easy it is for that teacher to be able to take it easily to the class. The concept connect can be established only by that subject teacher. And for that subject teacher, it should be so easy. Right? So we will take the support of our value content team to develop the thing, but we should also be fully aware of every aspect of the value connect development of how to develop it, and we can all offer our ideas to them, and they are usually everything collaboration is today's is collaboration for whatever was that question. We are a collaborative team as always. So that is why this exercise we thought we will take it with everyone. Okay, we should
Discussion.
Oh, okay. Yes, that number is not here. Let us not have too many questions. Okay, just 2 questions will do, meaningful. Yeah. Okay, because and so much time we cannot take for value content, and if you tell too much, the teacher will not even do it. Okay, she wants to complete her syllabus. So yesterday full we said you have to do that, see, think, wonder, that this. See, first of all, her mind is like, when will I finish my syllabus? Okay, and over about that, one value content for 20 minutes, she's not going to take it. So how easily you can bring in values and how simply you can do it is what is going to be our goal and objective. Okay, so keeping that in mind, we will, any questions during the review process also we can raise and we can discuss, and after the review also we will be having a discussion. So we can add, so like now they pointed out that number of discussion questions that is not there in the rubrics, so please take it into the rubrics. So not more than 2 questions is actually the highest grade.
Then in bold, we have to state that the teacher may take the question that is relevant for her class. That's all. She has a choice. That's what we want to convey. So she doesn't have to take all the time and but that she can decide on what to do depending on the composition of the class. Okay, so in bold, just 1 or 2 questions can be taken for discussion. That claim of can be done. She has a choice.
Now the relaxed time is over. We all have to get into our groups. Okay, 1 second. See, I've shared this folder with all the mentors group. I hope every group, otherwise Vijay and Sudha can help get this out there. So we have this mindful eating in science. Then one more grade 9 value content gravitas in science, VCP landforms in social studies, English we have VC punctuation excellence, maths we have VC numbers underscore place value. Okay. Yeah, state teams. So the subject teams can get together here and start your review within each folder. I will just show you what is there. 1 second.
She make this what can be in because there is different exercise for the
State team.
So you just make it.
Okay. So teams will be preparing for a demonstration. So just wait it out, please. Just wait.
We have time, okay? And see, you will have the rubrics inside every folder. An editable rubric. You can enter your rating and your remarks, okay? And the PDF of the document is there. So if you want to make any, changes, you can have the Word document also. Okay, so both are made available, but please first fill up the review rubrics, including your comments and remarks. So that is the first activity. You look at this, make the comment. You can say anything, even if you want to put rating 4 or rating 0, it is fine. It is in-house work. It doesn't matter. Okay. So, but our goal is to, get the value content as per these guidelines. Then, so I hope this is clear. So we have 1 in maths, 2 in science, 1 in social studies, 1 in English. Okay. Then for the state teams, okay. Sudha, that printout has come. So we have selected 5.
Just give us a few minutes. Once these instructions are open, then we can
Discuss. Okay. So we have one is a VCP. I have put the BSSC combination. You can go into the LMS, see your MLP and the asset or the VCP and whatever is there. 2 are VCPs, other 3 are VCs. And each one is one methodology. Okay. So you please prepare for a demo. And if time permits, we will have the demo a little later.
Yeah,
Okay.
we will have the demo, but not immediately.
Not immediately. We'll, but
Was in the
Mike.
Today,
It was in the schedule that we will have the demo immediately or sometime a little later. But now we've introduced one little thing that everyone gets to go to the Samadhi and have darshan there. And that will be somewhere in between as soon as we get some understanding on what is the best time. Okay, so that has been included and that will take away some time in between, but make sure that you are quick with that and you come back. So from our schedule, we will have to pull out some time. So we will try to accommodate it somewhere else, but that when that will be, we'll decide. So VCP demo will definitely be there. Prepare for a demo. Okay, it may or may not be immediately. So what does the content team do? Review. What does the state team do? Prepare for a demo. And all the value content for other grades value connect plans for some grades have been given. So you have the references. The state teams can move over to the adjoining room and the content team gets into their subject groups in this room. Are we clear? Okay, thank you. So the state teams can move into the other room, adjoining room, please. Thank you.
State team, please discuss and choose one.
We are choosing third standard.
So then you tell them that. Yeah, okay. 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes for this activity. And whenever we get, we know that the Aarti is over and half an hour after the Aarti, we'll head out to the Kulwant Hall. Okay? Right up. Yeah. Sairam?